Did you know that your brain can store an estimated 2.5 thousand terabytes of the information? That's enough to hold the entire content of the internet 3 times over. But do you really use all of that power? I barely hope so. You see, the average person forgets about 70 to 80% of details within a year. However, the core idea is much more likely to stick. But what if you can do the opposite and remember about 70-80%? Or even revisit some of our memories? Some of you may say that would be amazing and we need it ASAP. Well, if you saw the movies Lucy with Scarlett Johansson or Limitless with Bradley Cooper, you can think of the magic pills or drugs which can help you know everything. But in reality, it's not true. Well, maybe. I don't do drugs and I don't take pills, so I'm not sure, but I don't recommend you to do that. What can help you remember a lot of details and 10 or 15 years later revisit some of your childhood memories? My answer is second brain. When people hear second brain, they can think about different things. For example, some of you may think about productivity and knowledge system, while the other can think about cloning your brain and put it in the jar, which sounds not bad, but I'm not sure if it's possible. When I say second brain, I talk about knowledge system, where you can write all your ideas, different memories from different chapters in your life, your thoughts regarding any movies, games, books. So basically it's everything you know, think or have seen. Sounds interesting, but in reality it's not easy to build. I've been doing my second brain for about 2 years now and it's kind of small compared to my real brain. Before I start, I just wanted to know that I'm not telling you anything and I don't plan to make money from that. I just want to share my process and journey with you. So here's my second brain in the real nature. As I told you, really small compared to my real brain, but it is what it is. And what I can clearly show you to you, like that one part, that one big part, this is all the movies that I ever watched and divided by some genres like adventure, animation, family movies. So if I ever wanna rewatch some movies, I can find it here. So now let's talk about my second brain structure and what I have here. Let's start with daily notes. This is a daily note that I wrote. On 1st of November, I started to write about my days, like what I feel, what I did on that day, some insights, some advice, some thoughts about thinking, and I only have 14 notes because it's just where I started. And if on the first day I wrote about some few lines, on the 14th day, like yesterday, I really write a lot. I have a really big text. I don't remember how big it is, but it's obviously big enough for me to understand that writing the daily notes helped me with scripting, with my copywriting skills, and it's really important for me as a YouTuber. Let's talk about media folder. This is obviously one of the big one. I have here financial documentation divided by years, so in every of these notes I just save all my financial information, like salary statements, tax reports, how much I spent on rent, how much I spent on food, how much I spent on bills, so like all information related to finance. Then genres of movies, I'm pretty sure you understand what it is. It's just the notes with backlinks and tags to any other movies which have all the genres. So if I, for example, want to watch some educational movies or family, I can click on that note and I will see every movie I watched with that type of genres. It's kind of easy to understand and find good movies. Then photo and video, this is like a big folder with a lot of subfolders. So here I try to save a lot of memories, a lot of videos, pictures, stuff like that for my notes. For example, what I can share with you. Yep, so this is me in my home city trying to pose for pictures. Obviously not good enough, but hey, that's me. The next folder, this is a watched movie. This is actually the movies that I ever watched in my life. Of course, it's not all the movies because, for example, I can't remember the movies that I watched in childhood because I was really a small kid. But for now it's like have how much? 402 movies, and it's really big enough knowledge base. Folder finance, one of the most important folders, as I told you. So here I have my financial evaluations or financial review, you can say whatever you want, and there I can just write about my finance, how much money I have, how much money I spent, where I spent that, my investment portfolios and stuff like that. So I can, in any day, I can see where my money and how much of that I have. Next folder, people. This is nearly every person that have some impacts on me. Right now it says 53%, but I'm working on that. It's clearly more than 100. I just don't have enough time for writing all that stuff. And let's move to the last folder. This is a work, this is some businesses that I have, some of them failed, some of them were successful. And the last folder here, this is my career, this is every position I work, every company I work for, and just some memories from that work. Now, let's talk about why you need to create your second brain. First of all, never lose a good idea again. I'm sure that at least once in your life you had a great idea which can somehow improve your life, and you thought that you won't forget it. But on the next day, your mind is empty. With second brain, you never forget your ideas because everything is written and you can return to it anytime. Second, create your knowledge base. If you're a student or a person who works with a lot of information, sometimes you can forget small and very important details. Articles, videos, podcasts, lectures, messages, emails. It's just impossible to hold it all in your head. But if you consistently create and adjust your second brain, you can capture anything valuable you read, think, or hear, and you know it would be saved and organized for later. Third, and honestly the main reason why I started to create my second brain, is building a lifetime knowledge. We learn things, then we forget them, then we research the same topic over and over again because we never built a personal knowledge base. Second brain is not just for current projects, it's a long-term knowledge. In 5 years I plan to have a massive encyclopedia with everything that's important for me. And who knows how big it would be. I can go on and on about different reasons why you should start your second brain, but if you don't want to, don't start just because some guys on the internet told you it's amazing. Believe me, you won't enjoy it. Personally, I started because I wanted to never forget small details, and my first notes was just some childhood memories with pictures, and only after a year I started to create my knowledge base. It's hard, of course, but I think I can do it. In conclusion, I just repeat, it's not for everyone, but if you want to start and don't know how, feel free to steal my way of doing it, or just write me and I will share what I know. If you watched this far, I want to say thank you. I really hope I helped you, and please leave a like and maybe a comment, because it's really hard to be seen in this creative world right now.